You smell that?
I
Live. Welcome
is.
to the Platt's Picks Pod. I am Smitty. With me, as always, my co-host Platt. Platt's Picks. What is going on?
What's going on, man? How are you?
We didn't do a show last week. This has been a long time coming. This is the
It
first show
has.
that we've done in 2022. Then,
It is.
wow. Well, I hope
Yeah.
everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's been winning money. Hey, I gotta say, I don't want to keep harping on this. If you follow me on Twitter, you've seen it. Steelers money line, Jaguars money line parlay, $112 on that. The reason being 7 for Ben times 16 for Lawrence. $112 bet. I cashed out at 22.40, something like that, because of those two teams winning. Just absolutely ridiculous. Not only was it great just for the Steelers to get to the playoffs, great for the bank account as well. Fantastic weekend. No complaints on this end for what's been going on. A lot of green recently. That's what we talk about on the show, is seeing green and not seeing red. Been seeing a lot of green recently. Blake, what's going on?
Is that
But
the most you've ever bet?
that's the thing too. Like my
that,
mom was like, "Do you always bet that much?" And I'm like, "No, I typically stick around like the 20 to. I mean, the most that I bet before that was probably 50 on a single bet.
Yeah.
Parlays, I'm normally in the $10 to $20 range. 50 for a straight bet,
Yeah.
something like that. 112. Literally, the only reason it was that number was because of the quarterbacks multiplying their numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Funny
wild
thing
stuff.
I wasn't even like watching the Jags game. Like I was just following it like on my phone.
Yeah.
And then like when I saw it was 7-3, 10-3, I'm like, maybe I should put this like on just so I can watch.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my god, they're gonna win. The Jags
That
are
was
gonna win.
that game was the game that they had the most on like NFL red zone, even when the teams weren't in the red zone, at least until the Jaguars like put it out of hand, which is crazy to say, right? Like it wasn't even really a football game
Yeah.
in the second half. Like the Jaguars really put that game out of hand, and for the Steelers, it really just became, are the Steelers going to win? Like we got what we needed from Jacksonville, the unlikely win there.
Yeah.
But the Steelers even going to take care of their own business. Absolutely wild weekend from that standpoint. But yes, somehow the Steelers are about to play a playoff game on Sunday night in Kansas City. So maybe we'll talk about that. We'll see if you have any action on it. I'll just start out by saying that I do. But let's start with college basketball. And also college football's done. So kind of stinks that slate's now taken away from us. That's something that I don't. How did you do overall on the year in terms of college football?
I did pretty good in college. You know, there were like a couple weeks where like I got killed, but overall I was up in the green.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty good. Shout out to Eggy, his Georgia Bulldogs.
No. Really? Is he a Georgia fan?
Yeah. Yeah, his dad is a Georgia fan, so now he's a Georgia fan. So he was pretty hyped. I personally did not think Georgia was going to win, but I mean,
do you want to hear something hilarious?
Okay.
So out of like the sports that we really like talk about on here, right? Football, hockey, college basketball, NBA, MLB was like in the playoffs when we started the show, so I haven't done that too much. College football is the only one where I'm negative. So
wow,
but it's only
crazy.
by $4. It's only by $4.
Hey.
I gotta.
Part of that.
Listen.
Part of that's probably though, like your long shot parlay or whatever it is. You know,
true.
So you're throwing like
my super
there,
upsets.
So
yeah.
So that's probably another reason why.
But that's not bad. I just see that now. I've never looked at that on action.
Yeah.
But since the start of the NFL season, going back to last September, I'm up $7,000 now because of that Steelers Jaguars parlay.
Steelers stuff, yeah. Let's see.
We're in the green. This is why you got to get in the Platt's Picks Discord. I actually didn't even put that in Discord. If you follow me on Twitter, though, I did put it on Twitter. I said, everybody make this bet with me, on my Snapchat story. And I don't know how many people did. I know Christina bet like $5 or something like. I know people were betting like $5-10 on it. Just as like a joke. I know Drew made the bet. I think this was like 20.
Yeah, Drew made it. Yeah. Hey.
But okay. Anyway, back to college basketball. This game actually just started, so we definitely got to make our picks here, just so people know that we're not changing them. I got Xavier over Villanova, straight up money line. They are minus 133. They started out as underdogs here. I didn't get them early though. They are now favored to win. Still taking them. I know you have something on that game as well. You got them at -2.
Yeah, I took Xavier -2. I just really like them in this spot. They're at home. Pretty good team. Nova, you just can't trust right now. They're like up and down.
Yeah, what's
injuries,
going on? Okay, I
COVID
was gonna say, is it?
injuries. Yeah, yeah. So it's just a bunch. It's kind of just like college basketball now. Like there's a lot of teams that are on 13-day like not playing just because of
That's crazy.
COVID break. So I just like Xavier home. Like you said, they started out as dogs. Now they're the
Yeah,
favorites. So there's some line movement there. But
yeah. Really,
I
just
still take Xavier
sports in
-2.
general. Really, just
Yeah,
sports in general. The way that they've been impacted by COVID, but yeah, especially like with these college teams because they got to follow the university's guidelines as well, not just like their own, like the
yeah,
professional sports teams can. Um, Wake Forest +6. This is something that I got from you. I didn't know that Coach K wasn't going to be coaching tonight, but getting back to again the COVID protocols and stuff, he will not be on the
yeah,
bench. That's obviously going to be a big impact for Duke.
yeah. I mean, the line started out it was at 3.5 last night.
Okay.
Now it's up to 6. I'm just taking Wake Forest with the points. They are 13-3 this year. Duke is 12-2. So Duke might win in this game, but like without Coach K, I just don't think that they will like win and cover the 6. 6 is a lot of points. This is a conference game now. Like conference games in like basketball, like spreads high. I usually take the plus. Like last night, Baylor and Texas Tech. Baylor lost to Texas Tech. It was like a 14-point spread.
Mm.
Those games, it's kind of like just divisional games. Like you expect them to be close, low scoring. So that I would just keep an eye on that.
So basically, what they're saying is they're giving Coach K's worth 2.5 points for this line
Yeah,
tonight. Essentially,
basically. Yeah.
that's how much it moved. I mean, yeah. So I like it. I like that play. That's all I have for college bat. Do you have any other college basketball plays? Because those are the only
I
two that
have
I'm on.
I have two more. I have LSU +3.5.
Okay.
They are at Florida, but LSU, they were ranked the #1 defense in the country. They play hard on defense. Their only issue is they sometimes struggle to score. Like in that Kentucky game, I think they ended up beating Kentucky, but there was a point where LSU didn't score a point for 6 minutes. 6 minutes, they did not score a point. But since they play good defense, they're always in it. Let's see. They are
Bring back Shaq.
they are
Glenn
12 and
Big
3
Baby
against the
Davis.
spread. Yeah, yeah. LSU is 12-3 against the spread, 14-1 overall. Florida is 7-7 against the spread. They are 9-5 overall. So
Okay.
that's what I like.
All right. Might as well stick with basketball. Let's just go to the NBA. I got a ton of player props here. I'm only on one game, and this is actually just because of you. Now you might not be taking them straight up, but listen, I'm wearing a Cavs shirt right now. I know you can't really see it. Give me 1 second here. Evan Mobley. I've become an Evan Mobley stan account on Twitter when it comes to the NBA. Love him. Cavs are kind of like my team right now. I'm a huge Darius Garland fan as well, and I'm also on a player prop for Jared Allen. So yeah, you could pretty much say that I'm a Cleveland Cavs fan at this point. But I got Cleveland +160 with everything that's going on with the Jazz. They're a little bit shorthanded. You said you weren't sure about Rudy. I mean, even if he plays like the way that Jared Allen's been playing for that team. So I'm on him over 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I'm also on Cleveland money line, sprinkled that just because of the plus money factor there at +160. And then a couple other props that I like. I don't want to botch this dude's name. This Okongwu for the Hawks.
Yeah.
Am I pronouncing that right? Okongwu?
Yeah. Yeah, he was their first round pick a couple years ago.
His minutes have been up because Clint Capella's out, and he's an absolute beast shot blocker. He's blocking a shot every 8 minutes. So with his minutes being up, I'm going over 1.5 blocks, so that's +155. So plus money there.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown over 2.5 3-pointers. That's +120 odds for that, and he's attempting over. He's somewhere between 6 to 8 per game right now. That is a little bit down recently. I think he only has like 4 and 6 in the last 2, but with the way that he's been shooting recently, it's kind of a mini breakout. Now, he's not on like a DeJounte Murray breakout type season here, but Jaylen Brown's a very good basketball player. And then, of course, Time Lord, Robert Williams, over 9.5 rebounds at plus 104 odds. That's what I'm on NBA-wise.
NBA, I just have 2 plays tonight. First one is I have the Cavs plus 5. They, without Rudy, I'm trying to look. I don't see if he's back or not, but they're without Whiteside now. So if they're without Whiteside and Rudy,
who's rebounding?
Jared Allen's going to eat. Yeah, like who's going to keep Cleveland off the glass? Cleveland is one of the best teams in the East right now. Like, they are just on fire this year. They are 26-15 against the spread. They're without Sexton, but they're still Lauri Markkanen is coming off the bench. He's been balling. I just don't think without the big men, I just think Cleveland's going to dominate the glass, and I'll take them with the points, and I'll even sprinkle the money line as well.
Yeah, so injury-wise for them or COVID-wise for them, Rudy Gay is out, Hassan Whiteside is out, Rudy Gobert is out, Joe Ingles is a game-time decision, and then there's I don't know that any of these guys are really big factors otherwise, but a lot of role players are also out. But those are, I don't know that Rudy Gay has a huge role for them at this point in his career, but those other 3 obviously pretty prominent players for them.
Yeah, they have Mitchell back, but I don't know, Cleveland just has better all around players. With all those injuries aside right now.
Yeah.
So, then the last one I have the Chicago Bulls minus 1.5. They are the best team in the East right now. Bucks are struggling. Hawks don't know what they're doing. They don't want to play John Collins. John Collins is now upset with the organization. They are a dumpster fire right now. If you followed me on Twitter, I had put out a future before the season started of the Chicago Bulls over on the wins.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And right now the Bulls are 27-11. They are 2-0 against Brooklyn. So tonight, that might even be 3-0. I hope it's 3-0. James Harden was out last game. Let me see if he's in this game, but it won't matter. He's in, but we're still hammering the Bulls. Lonzo, DeMar DeRozan is on a tear right now. He hit those 2-game winners last week. They still got Levine. Levine's on fire. The Bulls are a nice young team. And like I said, right now they're the best team in the East. I don't know why the game's at 10 o'clock when it's in Chicago, but whatever.
Former Spur, DeMar DeRozan.
I know. It upsets me, but what are you going to do?
But, I mean, other than, maybe, what could you have gotten more in a trade or something like that? He served no purpase there. I just feel like it didn't make sense for him to be with Spurs anymore.
They basically committed to the rebuild anyway, so... Yeah, they traded. It was a sign and trade for DeRozan. They got a 1st-round pick from the Bulls, lottery protected, but they're never going to be in the lottery. So we'll take it.
All right, let's move on to the NHL. I only have one play. It's a parlay plus 143 odds on this. I like Boston to beat Montreal by more than a goal and a half. I think they'll cover the goal and a half. Montreal, absolutely horrible. They're one of the bottom 3 teams in the league. And then I like Dallas as well. The Stars at home to beat the Kraken. That's straight up. Just because Dallas only has 3 losses in regulation this year on their home ice. And their goalie in net only has 2 losses in regulation all year. Ottinger, who, as Pens fans, we saw him on Saturday afternoon. So I like this plus 143 odds for those 2 to happen. You could, depending on how strongly you feel about the Maple Leafs in a back-to-back, also add them to this. They got the Coyotes in the late game, the 10 o'clock game out west. The Leafs playing in back-to-back always scares me. Jack Campbell's been great this year, but if he's not playing, I'm not that confident in what the Maple Leafs are going to be able to do in a back-to-back situation. They can score goals. So I don't know, maybe if you feel comfortable about it, go the over 6 or something, especially with the way teams have been scoring goals since coming back to play. But I'm not touching it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any hockey plays tonight just because I'm looking at the slate. And I mean, if anything, I would just do I just do Dallas 60-minute line just based off the same reason you said. And I'm pretty sure, I think Kraken have COVID, maybe. Like
They got
or
some
maybe there's
bad.
some
They got some
injuries
issues.
or something. Yeah,
They could. The only I know for sure, like
I
Brandon
think.
Tanev's out for the year because
Yeah,
he tore his ACL. But let me see what's going on with them.
unless I was looking
Uh,
at the wrong one.
Morgan Geeky's out with an upper body injury. Jaden Schwartz is on IR. Brandon Tanev's on IR. Their defense is actually pretty healthy, which is, I guess, technically the strong suit of their team. Both their goalies are fine. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I was looking at the wrong thing. But like you said, Dallas is pretty much automatic.
They
You know?
did when they
So,
when they first returned to play. Seattle had a ton of
okay,
guys
so
on the
maybe
COVID list.
maybe that's what it was then. Okay.
Yeah, they had like 4 or 5 guys from the taxi squad playing at one point. So, but yeah, and then the moment that everybody's been waiting for, the NFL playoffs are here this weekend.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, and for some reason, one Monday night game. I would much rather just have 3 games, both Saturday and Sunday. But here we are. Also, hey, if you're watching this right now and you live relatively close to the area, we're going to be at Rivers Casino Sportsbook watching the games on Saturday. So come join us. I'll buy your first couple drinks since I won that bet.
There we go.
All right. So my NFL plays for the weekend. I'm going over 49. Raiders and Bengals. I think the Bengals can obviously score points. Their defense, to me, we're now at like a 17-game sample size, and I don't know what to make of it. To me, they've overperformed a little bit. I think a lot of it's due to their pass rush. Obviously, getting Hendrickson was huge. He's one of the best pass rushers in the league. Sam Hubbard's pretty good on the other side, but I still have question marks about that back end that's not named Jesse Bates, who actually wasn't even all that great himself this year. I think there's going to be points scored in this game. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. I think that Darren Waller's closer to 100% healthy than he was last week. He's going to keep getting better. Who in Cincinnati's secondary is going to cover Hunter Renfrow? The dude's always open. Mike Hilton?
Yeah.
Is he covering Hunter Renfrow?
Yeah. Yeah. I leaned the over, but now that I know you're on it, I kind of like it as well. Since he's just kind of been like a roller coaster this year, but they can score. You know,
yeah.
That's
I refuse to pick either one of these two teams.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I don't want to pick any spreads or anything, but I like the over as well.
If I were forced to pick a winner for this game, I'm probably leaning Cincinnati, but I can't. I think there's actually an argument to be made, and I hate saying this as a Steelers fan. I think there's an argument to be made that Cincinnati's the only team that has a shot to knock off Kansas City in the AFC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the Steelers better do it on Sunday. So, let's go to that's the only play that I have Saturday. I don't like the other game at all. New England Buffalo. I mean, you liked the under because of the cold temperature.
I like the under just because
I would love to see some snow in that forecast, though. If we get snow, I'd be willing to do it for sure.
Like I don't know if but I've watched New England a lot because I've bet on them this year. Their offense sucks. Like Mac Jones threw one pass one game and they won. I mean, what else is there to say? Like, especially if it's supposed to be like cold, that's running the ball. But if we see snow, I bet you the under dips. Right now it's at 44, but I really like the under.
Yeah, I didn't play it yet. Maybe I should. It just sprinkle it in the event that we do see snow, because you could see that, I think, dip under 40. Like, I think you could see a 5-point or so dip just if we see a little bit of snow in the forecast.
Yeah.
Because it is a team in New England that's not going to throw the ball. On the other side of that, Buffalo, they found some semblance of a run game recently. Like Devin Singletary, they actually finally started to hand him the keys a little bit, but it's still pretty much all on Josh Allen. And if that's the weather conditions, I mean, we saw how it played out the first time. New England ran the ball all but 3 plays and won that football game.
Yep.
I don't know. We'll see. I might change my mind on it, but Sunday, first game, Tampa Bay, Philly. I got Tampa -8.5 here. I know that a lot of people are saying the Steelers are the worst team in the playoffs. I think Philly's the worst team in the playoffs.
Yeah,
just because I at least like Pittsburgh's defense enough. I don't like a single thing about Philly's team.
Yeah, I mean, Hurts, like he's so inconsistent too. He'll either have a really good game or he'll be terrible through the first three quarters.
He's great. He's great with his legs, no doubt.
Yeah,
But against this Tampa defense, to me that doesn't matter. He's going to have to beat that secondary, which is probably the weak part of their team, is the corner room.
yeah,
And I don't see it happening. I think Tampa covers this 8.5.
yeah. I think Tampa covers the 8.5 as well.
If I don't know where this would have to be for me to not bet it. Probably more like a 12.5 or so, and I probably wouldn't touch it.
Yeah,
but
that's a little bit too high.
You know what is at 12.5 right now though? Kansas City and Pittsburgh.
Is.
It was actually it started out as 13.5, and I jumped on it right away. I got Pittsburgh at 13.5. I know what happened in their first meeting. This is the playoffs though. I do not see that happening again. I think that especially like with the mantra, like the mentality that Pittsburgh is having. If you saw Ben's press conference today, just kind of like joking around about it, like nobody's giving us a chance, so who cares? We can just go up there. If we lose, that's what we're supposed to do. If we somehow pull it off, it's a miracle. Like
this is going to be the Steelers at the end of the playoffs in February, right here. This will be Ben raising a Super Bowl. Does this not have a feel? Okay, remember when the Eagles won the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Everyone counted them out. No one.
So
gave
is Ben
him a
getting hurt?
Ben's not going to get hurt.
Mason leads it.
Ben is going to lead us to, if they can get past KC, and I'm probably being biased here, they can beat Tennessee. Like I'm fine with them beating Tennessee. And then whoever's on the other side, like they could realistically be in the AFC Championship, but none of that won't matter if they don't make it past this week. I'm taking the Steelers plus 13. I already have it.
Here's what I'll say about this. If the Steelers beat Kansas City, not only do I think they can beat the Titans, I would pick them to beat the Titans. I think that they match up with them better than any team in the AFC. Like the Steelers' best possible matchup is the Titans. They're the only team that's in this AFC playoff field that I would pick them to beat.
Yeah.
And they're the number 1 seed.
Tennessee just doesn't scare me. Like I think they suck, to be honest. I think they're terrible.
I can't figure out how they held on to the number 1 seed.
Ryan Tannehill can't figure out how they held on to the number 1
seed because, like, I know. Listen, credit to them for the most part staying true to their identity when Henry was out and then AJ Brown went out as well. I mean, they did what they could. Deontay Foreman, tried to put the team on his back at times, but we saw at that point what Ryan Tannehill was when he can't use that play action and teams aren't biting for it, and he actually has to make throws and be a pocket passer. Ryan Tannehill is an underrated athlete at the position. I think that he's average, maybe slightly above average, but again, he's like he's not somebody that's going to scare me in a playoff game. And I just think against our pass rush with Minkah Fitzpatrick on the back end. Now this is barring injury. If we keep the secondary the way it is, Kella Witherspoon's been balling. Cam Sutton, I think him getting a pick last week was huge for him. I like the way that the Steelers defense has come together the last couple weeks. They've been a totally different team at home as opposed to on the road. Hopefully they can carry it into Kansas City. But yeah, if they somehow squeak past Kansas City, I think all bets are off, not just for the Steelers. The entire AFC is completely wide open. Because right now, to me, it's the Chiefs, and then it's everybody else.
Yeah. It's honestly, I hate to say it, it's like Chiefs and Cincinnati. Honestly.
Yeah, maybe I would say Chiefs. I know that Cincinnati beat them in the regular season. I'm still, if they match up in the playoffs, I'm picking Kansas City head to head to beat them a second time.
We were at the casino for that one.
Right. I would say Kansas City and maybe Cincinnati a little bit better than the rest of the field. I think Cincinnati definitely has the best chance. They match up the best with Kansas City. I think they're closer to the pack than being with Kansas City. I think Kansas City's clearing away the best team in the AFC. I know that they have their flaws as well. A lot of those things have gotten ironed out since the first few weeks of the season. They're not that same team, and I think people are thinking that they still are.
Yeah, or like, not to keep talking about this, but like, what if KC just goes into it and like doesn't even take it serious? and the Steelers
Very
jump up on them
unserious.
for like an early lead. I mean, they
Here's
could
what
really
I'll.
jump up on them for an early lead as long as Ben don't turn the ball over. Like,
That's the thing
and
is he threw an early
another
pick last game.
thing, like I don't know if you said this on like the actual podcast or what. Like I like Harvin. They need to not use him in the playoffs because field position against KC is everything. It is everything. You need to have a punter that can punt the ball and not leave them in midfield. So that's what I think. You there, bud? Okay. So now that he's frozen, we can move on. The next game is we can talk about San Fran and Dallas. What I like is right now the spread is 3. The over-under is 50.5. I like San Fran plus 3.5 to actually win outright. Dallas, they've been very unserious towards the end. Dak hasn't looked as good. So that's just what I like. Dallas was starting off hot. Now they're not as serious. So I'll take San Fran plus 3.5, and I'll take the money line. So let's see. We already talked about that. Then the last one is this is the Monday night game. We have Arizona and LA. If you followed me on Twitter, we cashed the LA to win their division. Barely. They blew that lead against San Fran. But we are taking Arizona plus 4. Matthew Stafford has not won a playoff game. He's thrown like a lot of interceptions. He turns the ball over. That team is overrated in general. So I like Arizona plus 4.5, and I'll take them with the money line. There we are. Welcome back.
Dude, what is happening? Like all of us, I could still see both of us, but then like there was just a spinning image, like that little loading thing on both of us, and then I just got booted.
Yeah. Then I was like, all right, I guess I'll run the show by myself. So
Platt's picks.
I don't know if you want to touch on that, but I'm taking San Fran plus 3.
I don't have anything for San Fran Dallas.
Okay. Then I said I was taking Arizona plus 4 against the Rams Monday night.
I actually have the Rams minus 4. So listen, I don't know what to do with this game because both teams to me like haven't been that impressive for the last few weeks. I know the Rams are 4-1 in their last 5 games, but they haven't like won by more than 7 points since December 5th against Jacksonville, where they beat them by like 30. And they blew a 17-point lead to San Fran last week. I just don't know where they're at. On the flip side of that, Arizona finished the year on a 1-4 stretch in their last 5, something like that. They have not looked good. They don't look healthy. And we know that DeAndre Hopkins isn't coming back until very late in the playoffs, should they even get there. I don't know. I'm not sold on necessarily either one of these teams right now, but I guess I lean with the Rams just because they were my pick to win the NFC coming into this thing.
At this point, can you even trust Stafford? I mean, he's looked bad.
As somebody that has cost several $100s in fantasy, no, I can't trust him.
I just don't trust Stafford right now. He has like no playoff wins, but obviously that's part of being on the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also, I don't know how many picks he's thrown this year, but like lately, like he's been terrible. Like in overtime, when he threw that ball to Odell, he underthrew that so bad.
By at least 5 yards.
Yeah, like Odell had the route. Like he had the steps. But he just underthrew it. He's turning the ball over. I mean, outside of like Ramsey and Donald, like that Rams team is. I think
apparently Eric Weddle's there now.
Yeah, like can the Steelers call back Troy Polamalu? Like, bring him home. Bring him home. Why not? You know.
We need Rod Woodson, Mel Blount.
I forgot they even had Von Miller. Honestly.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
No one even knew he's there. That's just how bad he is right now. Like I would not be shocked if the Rangers lose this game. They went from like number 1 seed potential to being bounced first round.
Yeah. Maybe once they found out that LA probably wasn't going to host the Super Bowl because of the COVID restrictions, they were like, yeah, we don't need to be there then.
Yeah, we'll see ya. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I saw Nick say something about can the chat share a pick? I don't know what he meant by that. He wants to give us a pick. Give us a pick. I mean, I might not make it, but go ahead and give it to us.
What is it?
Wait, was there any game? Are you putting something on every game? Was there any games that you don't like?
I don't like the Bills game, but that's like the one game that I'm like iffy on. But every other one, like I have the Steelers plus 13. Once I saw that line, I was like, huh. I mean,
what's the reason?
No AB.
Is that the reasoning?
No AB. Hammer every Gronk pop. Let's see. I don't even know what his even are. Let's see. TD scores. He's plus 120 for any time. Let's see. Do they have anything else out yet?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is Nick even know what these props are going to – he doesn't even know what these props are going to be. He's just saying regardless of what they are.
I mean,
regardless of what they are, he likes them.
Honestly,
you know what I was thinking about, though? You know what I was thinking about?
What is that?
You know who the last Super Bowl that Brady lost to was?
Yeah.
The Eagles.
In their meeting? Yeah.
Tell me that's not going to be in his mind. I know that it's a different team.
Yeah.
For the most part, the same franchise.
Yeah. Probably blow him out by 30. Take the pressure off the Steelers.
So, I don't know. You got anything else?
No, that's it. Just let's win money this. If you live semi around Rivers Casino, we will be there Saturday watching the games.
Yes, sir.
So stop down.
Try to win another.
If you have beef with us,
weekend,
wash it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Other than that, get at us if you want in the Discord. Win a lot of money in there, as you can see. So get at us on Twitter at. Oh, I got to change my thing because I changed my handle. Zachary Smith PGH is my new Twitter handle. No longer 412. But you can get it Ryan at Ryan24_34 or at Platt Picks. Those are his Twitter handles where you will find his betting as well. And of course, at Around the 412 is where you can find all of our stuff. Other than that, we can't thank you guys enough for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave us a like. Leave us a comment. All that good stuff. Until next week, we hope you win every single bet that you place. Let's see some green this weekend, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.